We are getting closer and closer to Rosh Hashana. Such an important day, the day of Kingdom HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every Jew in his mind is, what is my job on this day? Such an important day, the head of the year. What's my job? Now, Mefarshim say, the job of a Jew on Rosh Hashana is two things: to accept the Kingdom of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. One is to submit himself to all of his mitzvot, all of his commandments, to keep the hilchot from A to Z, and then is to accept his decrees. What happens in life, whatever that he gives to us, is the best for us. That is the job on Rosh Hashana. Now it's very interesting, if you ask people, how do you relate to Rosh Hashana? From 100 people, I'm sure 90% of people say, we dip apple in the honey. Very interesting. All such an important day, we relate it to dipping apple in the honey. And more important, if that's the day of Teshuvah, one of the 10 days of Teshuvah, on this day, we don't confess. We don't talk about sins. Nothing. We don't talk about any sins. No. One of the basics of Teshuvah is to confess and to say, Hashem, we did sin so much, and please forgive us. We don't talk anything like that. It reminds me of a couple that came to a rabbi and says, Rabbi, we have 1,000 problems. Please save us. Save our life. Save our marriage. Now, the rabbi was a smart rabbi. Thought that if I solve all of these 1,000 problems, they're going to come back with 10,000 problems. Any solution would be problem itself. What did he do? He wrote all of the problems. He said, believe me, I'm going to solve all of them. Don't worry. Now, what do I want you to do? I want you, this weekend, you should go out both together and focus on the positive thing that was between both of you. If you got married together, there was some positive moment that you had, some positive issues, things that you had between each other. Focus on them. Just focus on them. All of the problems will be solved. What happens? They go out weekend and focus, and they see the intimacy, the love that they had, the dedication that they had. Only pressures of life and the issues took it away. Now, they saw the majesty and the greatness of the intimacy that they had, and they came back to the rabbi. We don't have so many problems. We have some issues that we need guidance. Now, Rosh Hashana is a time to understand the Malchut of Hashem, to see how wonderful it is to have a king. To have a king means we have a source of protection, source of life, source of parnasa. Imagine somebody got a headache today, very mild headache. He forgot. After 120 years, he would tell you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in your word that you were a king and you were responsible for anything that happened to me. How come I had such a mild headache? Where did that come from? This means having the Melech. What happened in Eretz Israel, all of us were aware of it. The plot that they had against Kahal Israel. 3 Bachurim, they died. They were niftar, 3 Korbanot. All of these things remind us on Rosh Hashana. When we hear the blowing of shofar, we need a king. We need the majesty of the king. We need to have that protection. We need that HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Once a person feels like that, then naturally we want to keep Torah. Naturally we want the sweetness of life, which is dipping apple in the honey. And by the way, we choose apple. Why? Apple naturally is not sweet. Chachamim, they want to tell us life is not naturally sweet. We should make it sweet. With having the Melech and Malchut, we're going to have a wonderful and sweet year for everybody. B'ezrat Hashem.